So you want to increase your ankle mobility so you can squat deeper. Well, in this video, we're going to do a follow-along routine where we're going to do some trigger point release and mob a couple of joints and bones in your foot and ankle that are going to help with that dorsiflexion so you can get deeper into your squat. Let's get into it.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
So for this routine, we're going to need one of these nice little massage balls. I highly recommend getting one of these solid rubber balls, not the spiky ones for this one, because we want something that we can put a lot of pressure on, and we don't want those little spikes causing uncomfort, and pain on our skin. We're going to need a decent sized kettlebell. I've got a 20 kilo or a 45 pound kettlebell here, and just a little piece of a wall. Now what we're going to be doing, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be mobilizing a couple of bones down here in the ankle. We're going to be mobilizing this little guy here, trying to get a little bit of movement back and forward, and this guy here, trying to get some lateral movement. The restrictions in those bones, in those joints, what they can do is they can cause, if there's no movement down here, then it can cause your foot to invert. So it can cause inversion on the foot like that, and that limits dorsiflexion. That limits your ability to dorsiflex. We want the foot to be able to evert, so you have a nice high arch, and that way we can use the foot the way that it's intended to, and we get much better dorsiflexion. So what we're going to do, we're going to get down here and we're going to get the ball right in here behind this little guy there. We're going to get the knee on the ground, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to create some movement in that bone by basically rolling trying to roll the ball over the bone, but not going over it. So it's pushing against this bone here like this. So it's pushing in there like that and trying to create some movement. Okay, so let's have a look. So knee on the ground, pushing in. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting my body weight on my knee. That helps me to really hold myself in position, and then I'm pushing down here and pulling against the ball. Okay. All right. Hey, in case we haven't met, my name's Rad Burmeister. I'm one of the co-founders of Unity Gym and co-creators of the UMS, the Unified Movement System, where we make driven people strong, flexible and fit with 1 hour workouts. If you want to know how we do it, you can grab one of our downloads, one of the blueprints. There's a link in the description for all of our free downloads, giving away the breakthrough moments that we had to create our program over the last 17 years of being coaches. And if you're ready to grab one of our amazing programs for calisthenics, strength, flexibility, or skills, you can click the link down there to check out our programs library. And if you're a high achiever and you want to start online coaching with us, you can get a 1 month free subscription plus a sweet deal afterwards where you can work with me personally and get access to our gym workouts and home workouts that require no equipment with our UMS online subscription, where in 1 hour workouts where we have follow along videos, you're going to get strong, flexible and fit. It's phenomenal. Click the link down there to get started. Now what we're going to do, we're going to try and create a little bit of movement in this guy here, some lateral movement. So what I want is, I want this ball pushing in from this side to move this bone here laterally, okay? So it's the same position, okay? But then what I'm gonna do is push down here, and it's hard to see because there's not a lot of movement in there, obviously, but if you can get a close up there, there's definitely some lateral movement happening from me doing this. Okay, I'm definitely getting a bit of movement in there. Okay. All right, now we're going to get into our kettlebell and we're going to do a bent knee, and that already feels good. That feels a lot better. Okay, we're going to get into a bent knee dorsiflexion stretch. So from here, we're going to grab this bad boy and we're going to let the kettlebell just pull us forward. Now when you do this, it's really important to pay attention to keeping your heel on the ground. You don't want to go like this. It really doesn't teach you teach your body how to create the flexibility that you're looking for. You want to keep that heel on the ground and just let the kettlebell pull you as far forward as you can go. And you can tease it by going sort of from side to side or whatever. But it's a loaded stretch, but it is a passive stretch, okay? We're just letting the weight pull the knee forward. And we'll hold this for 60 seconds. And then we'll get into to the standing version, okay? By doing this with the bent knee here, you're allowing the stretch to go lower down into the calf, down into the soleus. When you have a straight leg, it brings the gastroc into it more, and you can't get into that soleus as easily. So it is important when you do your dorsiflexion stretches to do a bent knee version like this, and also a straight leg version, which I'll do in just a sec when I stand up. We'll go for a little bit longer. I'm looking up at the clock there, but I didn't see exactly when we started. That's okay. Let's call that a minute. Okay, but you can do that for 60 to 90 seconds. Okay, and then we're going to come up into our standing dorsiflexion. Now, when you do this one, it's really important that you don't just lift your foot up against the wall like this, so what I do is I bend this leg, I bend my left leg like that, so that I can get my heel closer to the wall. See, if I stand up and try and get my heel as close to the wall as I can, it's only this close, but if I bend down, I can get my heel closer. And what that allows is that when I stand up, I've got a much more intense stretch there, and that's what we want. Now, if you do this properly, the starting point is not going to be as good as the finishing point. So I can feel right now here that this is very intense for me, and it's a much more of a sensation in the gastroc and behind the knee, in the gastrocnemius. So what I want to do, I want to push my pelvis into a posterior pelvic tilt, and I want to think of keeping upright. I really want to avoid this. This is a cheating the stretch. We want to get that posterior pelvic tilt. And now I can feel that I'm starting to release. My nervous system is relaxing the muscles a little bit and allowing me to go a little bit further into the stretch. So what I can do now, as long as I maintain this posterior pelvic tilt, I can come up a little bit on my toes and push myself into that stretch just a little bit more. And you don't force flexibility. You don't do it. This is not a painful experience for me. This is maybe I'd call it uncomfortable. It's an intense stretch, but you can see I'm not in pain at all. I'm not doing anything that's hurting me, that's going to injure me, that's, outside of my comfort zone. Now that's going to be different for everybody, of course. So what you can do there is you can do all of that, everything we just did there. You could do anywhere from 1 to 3 sets. It just depends on how you're using this. You could do it exactly like I did just then as a mobility warm-up before you do squatting or anything like that. Although you'd want to go very light on this loaded stretch and on this stretch here, because static stretching for warming up is not a good idea. So if you were to do that, you'd just do like a mobility drill where you'd mobilize by coming forward and back, and then up here, same thing, you'd do it like a mobility drill. But if you want to do it at the end of your workout or on a day where you're not doing lower body strength training or running or anything like that, then you could do like 2 or 3 sets on each side of the trigger point release, and then 2 or 3 sets on each side of both of these stretches, and that'll be really, really nice. And then of course, we want to just retest after we've done this. And I can feel, I've had surgery on this foot. I've had, I tore the Lisfranc ligament. I did a full tear and I had to get a bolt put in there and so that the ligament could regrow. So I've got maybe 10% loss of dorsiflexion on this foot. So I was really interested to see how we go. And it's always good to do a little test. So I'll test my pistol squat now. I'll do my good leg first and we'll see what it's like. So it's quite comfortable for me to come all the way down and back up in a pistol on that side. This side's always very, very hard for me to do. So let's see how we go after that routine. And that feels a lot better. That's a lot nicer on that side. So Hopefully you get as good a result. Let us know in the comments, and make sure you watch this whole series. This is just video 2 out of 5 videos to get you a better squat. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to our channel and make sure you click the notification bell so you know when our weekly videos are uploaded. Now, the best thing for you to do if you want to stay connected with us and get free online coaching is to join our private Facebook group. It's called the UMS Movement Mastermind, and we go live daily where we answer our members' questions. It's very interactive because you can post questions while we're live and we interact with you on the show. You can also upload videos or pictures of yourself with any movements, any stretches, strength training movements, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything that you're struggling with, and we'll critique you, give you feedback, let you know how you can get better. It's a really valuable resource. It allows a lot of communication with us and also our senior tribe members. You'll get answers very, very quickly, and it's absolutely free. So jump on Facebook, search for UMS Movement Mastermind and join now. Until next time, have a great day.